In this video, we'll be discussing the HVAC servo unit for a 1958 Edsel, and is shown here in the bottom of the diagram. This component controls the heating system by actuating 5 cables which are routed under the dashboard. While more modern cars use individual vacuum or electric actuators, this old system uses an electric motor and some clever design to perform the same task. Here we see the disassembled component. The motor is fed constant power through the black cable. Motor direction is determined by the red or green ground circuits. As shown, these pass through the casing, ending in contacts. The ground path passes through these contacts into a conductive plate, up through the third contact shown on the far left, ultimately terminating on the case of the component. Okay, we have our control assembly, our plate with our 3 contacts in it, and our conductive plate that spins. Now, we're in the offsetting now. This third contact is going to be roughly here, and this non-conductive trace of this plate. Now, as we turn it to heat, this contact is moving inward. That's going to move it into this conductive part of this plate, and that's going to cause this whole plate to turn clockwise until that contact up here gets to this next non-conductive part of this trace. Now when we go the other way, we'll go just the vent. We're turning it towards the outside diameter of this plate. It's going to bring it out here. Now that's going to cause this whole plate to spin counterclockwise until it gets back to the non-conductive part of this trace. So when it gets there, there's no electric circuit for the motor, so it's not going to spin anymore. Alright, so we have these 5 levers in here, and each of these controls a different part of the heating system in the car. Turn it over, they're all labeled. So these 2, oops, damn. Alright, go ahead and try to not set myself on fire here. So we got these 5 levers here, and each 5 of these controls a different part of the heating system. These 2 on the right are for the right vent and the left vent. So this one's the right side floor vent, this side's the left side floor vent. This here is temperature setting, heat versus cool. This one here is there's a blend door almost looking thing right after the blower motor up in the cowl. And then this last one is the defrost. So depending on how these are turned, you're going to turn different options on in the heating system. Alright. Now the way that's done, we have this plate with all these tracks, I don't know what to call them. But these levers riding these tracks, and as this spins, it's going to open and close those for their different functions. Now to get this back together, the Edsel service manual tells you to line all these up in their off setting, and they're all labeled on the back of this casting You see here, this one's set to off right now. So we got all these set to off. I'm going to flip this back over. Put a bunch of grease in there. And then this has got a timing mark on it. Right here. And the timing mark lines up with the timing mark in the casting of the main body. Right like that. Just drop that down. And we're a little bit off. Got some grease on here. We're going to line that mark up again. Give another shot. It should drop into place this time. There we go. See what happens. Alright, we're back to off. Alright, we'll run through the operation of this thing real quick. So, for vents, the first selection is the left vent. It doesn't quite open it all the way. You got to go a little extra past the detent and the knob. Then it opens it all the way. After that, it closes the left vent and opens the right vent. And then after that, it'll open both of them. We gotta go back to the off position. Then we'll go to low heat. So heater air is on. Heater temperature is low. Go to high heat. Heater temperature is high. We're gonna go to high defrost. Opens up the defroster. Heater's still on. And then we're going to go to low defrost. And that brings heater temp low. And all we can go back to off. There we go, back to off. This is an example of one of the vents. So when the cable pulled it, you can open the vent or close the vent.